World leaders are reacting after Israel says it has proof Iran is lying about ending its nuclear program. Germany's leader, Angela Merkel, says the nuclear treaty with Iran should be preserved, but she wants to see information behind Israel's claims. The deal was signed in 2015. It is set to be renewed or scrapped by May 12th. Joining us now is Blaise Misztal, Director of National Security at the Bipartisan Policy Center. Welcome back to the program.
Always nice to be with you, Lauren.
The architect of this deal, former Secretary of State John Kerry, plus other analysts are saying that this proof means that the deal should stay intact. Is that the right way to go about it?
Well, certainly we know that Iran has cheated on past agreements, it has lied, and it has sought to build a nuclear weapon. All of that means we need to have the most stringent inspections possible. The question is that what the deal gives us? And the supporters of the deal would say yes. The critics of the deal, however, say, it's all nice and well that at places where Iran lets us, we can put cameras and watch them 24/7, but there's still places inside Iran that our inspectors just can't go.
Government facilities.
Military bases where we think that some of this work that Prime Minister Netanyahu showed yesterday happened. And so we can't go check and see if it's still happening or not. And so if there's places we can't go, the inspections just aren't good enough to control a cheating regime like Iran.
Therefore, then we should get rid of this deal and start another one. Tell me, why is Israel doing this right now? Why did they do this big dog and pony show where there was a big words on the screen that said lies? And then we saw him, I think we have the video, that we saw him right here pulling down the curtain on all of these documents. Is this because... Why is this? Is this because he's trying to help President Trump with his agenda?
Well, there's three things I think that need to be understood to go into this. First of all, Israel feels like it is at the ground zero of the Iranian threat. If they ever get a nuclear weapon, if they ever decide to use it, Israel feels like it's going to be the one to go.
They're the sitting target, right?
And Israel is small enough that one bomb and they're toast, right? The second is they're actually locked in an escalation with Iran right now over Syria. They've launched several airstrikes into Syria. Iran has retaliated against them. And so this is signaling Iran about that potential conflict. And the third is this May 12th deadline that President Trump has set to decide what to do with the deal. And this is giving him reason and cover if he decides to scrap the deal.
What impact will the information have on President Trump, however?
Well, I think, as most people have pointed out, a lot of the information, at least about the fact that Iran had a covert nuclear weapons program, that it was trying to hide it, is information that the U.S. and other countries already had. And so there's not a lot of new information here. So I don't think it's going to tip his hand one way or the other, but it gives him a good excuse if he decides to get rid of the deal.
What about Angela Merkel and all other leaders? How will this affect our relationship with them?
I think that's one of the most difficult questions here, and we saw the French President Macron and Chancellor Merkel here last week, and that's clearly relationships that the U.S. is trying to maintain as it goes forward. So I think there's a clear preference for working together with them, but there's also, as President Trump says, America first. If he decides that the deal is not in our interest, he's going to scrap it and then pick up the pieces later.
Thank you so much for joining us, Blaise Misztal, Director of National Security at the Bipartisan Policy Center.
Thanks for having me, Lauren.